Buying a home is one of the biggest financial goals most people will ever work toward, and for a lot of people, the single biggest obstacle is not the mortgage itself. It is coming up with the deposit in the first place. If you're trying to figure out how to save for a house deposit, this video is going to give you a practical, step-by-step approach to actually getting there. Let us start with the question everyone asks first. How much do you actually need? The standard down payment that most people aim for is 20% of the purchase price. On a $400,000 home, that is $80,000. The reason 20% is so widely discussed is that it typically allows you to avoid paying private mortgage insurance, also known as PMI. PMI is an additional monthly cost that lenders require when you borrow more than 80% of a home's value. It protects the lender, not you, and it can add anywhere from $50 to $200 or more to your monthly payment, depending on the size of your loan. That said, 20% is not the only option. There are mortgage programs that allow you to put down as little as 3% to 3.5% with an FHA loan or 5%. If you are a qualifying veteran or service member, a VA loan allows you to buy with 0% down. First-time homebuyer programs vary by state and can offer down payment assistance. So, while 20% is a strong target, it is not the only path to homeownership. Beyond the deposit itself, there are also closing costs to budget for. Closing costs typically range from 2 to 5% of the loan amount. On a $350,000 home, that could be anywhere from $7,000 to $17,500 on top of your deposit. Many buyers forget to account for closing costs until late in the process, so factor them into your savings goal from the start. Now let's talk about how to actually save the money. Step 1 is to know your number. You cannot work toward a vague goal. Figure out what homes in the area you want to buy actually cost. Then decide on your target down payment percentage. Add an estimate for closing costs. That is your savings target. Write it down. Put a date next to it. Having a specific number and a specific deadline turns an abstract dream into an actual plan. Step 2 is to open a dedicated savings account for your deposit. Do not keep your down payment savings mixed in with your everyday checking account. Open a separate account, ideally a high-yield savings account, where your money earns a competitive interest rate while you are building toward your goal. Keeping the money separate also makes it psychologically easier to leave it alone. Step 3 is to automate your savings. Set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your dedicated savings account on the same day your paycheck arrives. Decide how much you need to save each month to hit your target by your deadline, and automate that exact amount. Automation removes the temptation to spend first and save later. You pay yourself first before the money ever sits in your spending account. Step 4 is to find ways to accelerate. The standard advice of cut your coffee and skip restaurants is tired and honestly unhelpful on its own. The moves that actually make a material difference are bigger ones. Reducing your housing costs now, whether by moving somewhere cheaper, taking in a roommate, or moving back in with family temporarily, can be the single most powerful lever you have. 1 year of significantly reduced rent can add more to your savings than years of small spending cuts. Similarly, increasing your income through a raise, a side income, or extra work can dramatically shorten your timeline. Step 5 is to look at where your current money is going and identify the 1 or 2 biggest areas of discretionary spending you are willing to cut back on meaningfully. Not everything, not forever, but real, material changes in 1 or 2 categories can free up significant cash flow for your deposit fund. Step 6 is to put any windfalls directly into your deposit account. Tax refunds, bonuses, gifts, any money that was not part of your regular budget goes straight to the house fund. Windfalls can add up fast if you are intentional about where they land. Now, where should you actually keep your deposit savings? A high-yield savings account is widely considered one of the best places for money you plan to use in the next 1 to 5 years. It keeps your money safe, federally insured, and earning meaningful interest without the risk of market exposure. If your timeline is longer, say 5 or more years away, Some people consider putting a portion into a conservative investment mix, but it is widely discussed that money you need for a specific near-term goal should generally not be put at significant risk in the market. The last thing you want is the market dropping 30% right before you are ready to make an offer. One savings vehicle that is worth knowing about, particularly if you are a first-time buyer, is a Roth IRA. Roth IRAs are retirement accounts, but there is a provision that allows first-time homebuyers to withdraw up to $10,000 in earnings from a Roth IRA penalty-free for a first home purchase, provided the account has been open for at least 5 years. Contributions, meaning money you put in yourself, can be withdrawn from a Roth IRA at any time without penalty, regardless of age or purpose. This makes a Roth IRA a dual-purpose vehicle that some people use to save for both retirement and a future home. It is worth researching whether this strategy makes sense for your situation. Let us talk about realistic timelines. At a savings rate of $1,000 per month, it takes approximately 80 months, or 6.5 years, to save $80,000. At $2,000 per month, it takes 40 months, or just over 3 years. At $3,000 a month, it takes just over 2 years. These numbers are rough, but they illustrate the most important truth about saving for a house deposit. The size of your monthly contribution matters far more than any small optimization. Cutting $20 a week from coffee shops saves about $1,000 a year. Reducing your rent by $500 a month saves $6,000 a year. Both matter, but they are not the same order of magnitude. The other thing to keep in mind is that interest rates and housing prices change over time. What homes cost in your target market 3 years from now may be different from today. That uncertainty is not a reason to delay saving. It is a reason to start as soon as possible. To summarize the approach, calculate your real savings target, including down payment and closing costs. Open a dedicated, high-yield savings account for your deposit. Automate your contributions. Find your biggest lever, whether that is reducing housing costs now or increasing income. Direct windfalls to the fund. Stay consistent and patient. Buying a home is one of the most significant financial moves most people make. Getting the deposit together is the hard part. But with a clear number, a dedicated account, and a real savings plan, it is absolutely achievable. If this video was helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe. There's a full library of personal finance education videos on this channel to help you build toward all of your financial goals. Thanks for watching. Settings. Make the background music 50% volume. Use a female voice with a Californian accent for the narrator.